So while we're here, this is as good a time as any to mention something that I don't think we've technically unlocked yet, but who cares? It's a weirdly good feature of Karesh in particular, and it's something that I kind of hope they're going to backport into several different things. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Okay. And that is flight paths. Now, I know what you're thinking. Lore, you're an idiot. And you're right, I am stupid. But here's the thing. They did something surprisingly smart here. First of all, we can fly in Karesh. Cool. Cool. That's cool. You know what else they did? They gave us waypoints. And these waypoints...
Hello, traveler. Wait, what was I going to ask about? Oh,
are instantaneous. There's no transition. You're just there. This is... It's funny how good this is when you really sit back and think about it. I don't think they're going to replicate this too much because...
just in time. The void spores have gotten...
Because they're literally teleporting us in lore here. But it is interesting to see, considering. It also means that each of these spots suddenly becomes its own little... How do I explain this? Your travel time has been improved, optionally, by your knowledge and your access to these little flight paths, these warp nodes, right? So, like, if I want to fly over here, for example, like up over here, well, I could just fly there from the start of the game, or I could warp up to here and then fly from there. A much shorter trip, right? Like I just did, actually. I warped from the city down to here and then zipped over here on flight. By the way, this is the second zone in a row where they have done something clever and creative with travel rather than just letting us fly. Not that just letting us fly is a bad thing, it's just interesting to see them experimenting with that. Yeah, exactly. They gave us warp points, and they give us the ability to fly. And both are optional. Well, okay, one or the other is optional. You have to teleport or fly, because land masses aren't physically connected. Yeah, taking that shot, by the way. There we go. It's a better shot. Okay.
I asked for your help, Locust Walker. Instead, you've dragged the Harbingers to my dome.
I wouldn't touch Wily Wars with a 10-foot pole if given a choice on the matter, President Clam.
If it isn't my favorite mortal.
Hundreds of thousands of years. Let me give a negative for that really quick while we're here. There we go. And Venaria is still as suspicious as ever. How nostalgic. I must convince her to contribute to the greater good, my champion.
Keep your enemies close.
Lending is not something I do without something in return, and especially for something as powerful as a Reshi ribbon. You will have to work for it. My ecodome needs all the help I can coerce from my friends.
I must protect my investment.
The Shadow Guards skulk in the shadows, but they will not extinguish the hope in this ecodome. We can do anything to preserve this place. We must do it.
We hunt the truth.
The Shadow Guard attacked the Ecodome. They must covet the vast stores of energy needed to shield the delicate biomes from the void of Karesh.
We do what we must.
My Rishi ribbon is all that's keeping this dome and its systems from collapsing. This Ecodome took much of my fortune to build just for the Shadow Guard to destroy it. They have sabotaged many of our control consoles, risking a complete ecological collapse. Find Engineer Omloof and help him restart our environmental support system while I monitor the rest of the facility.
My only thing holding everything together is my Rishi ribbon. I spent my fortune to acquire these ecodomes. I won't let them collapse. Traveler, stabilize the dome. The rest of you, secure this area. The Shadow Guard are everywhere.
I mean, if you want to play a President Clam, you go ahead. I ain't ever touching that crap.
Hello, my...
I thought you were just going to consult the Harbinger. Not bring her along.
I insisted. Last time, the Ravel was unable to complete the straightforward task it was given. I need to look after my interests. I need to know that we will bring an end to Dimensius.
Is that so? Then if you insist on being part of this venture, I'm going to put you to work. Don't just float around making sassy remarks. Make yourself useful and kill some Shadow Guards.
Do you really trust her?
I trust her to do whatever she needs to survive. We share a purpose. To kill the All-Devouring. That may change once Dimensius is dead. Don't just stand there scowling at each other. Get to work. My dome is in crisis.
I love how much Venari just kind of cuts through all of the crap. It's very her. But you'll notice, especially with her first line reading, she absolutely does not trust Xalatath at all. I mean, she in fact probably hates her. And then she decides to bring her down. Like, don't just float around making sassy remarks. Make yourself useful. Notice the perhaps too overt recurring theme of trust is being dragged in again. Locust Walker simply asks for blind trust. He also asks for transitive trust. In other words, he is asking that they trust him in order to then trust Xalatath. Venari, however, by the way, the founder of the Trust, haha game, I get it, thanks, says, I trust she will do what she needs to survive. That is a very honest answer. One might even argue it is a non-answer. So this is our second motif of the zone, by the way.
Everything keeps breaking. Quickly, mortal, before we lose environmental support. Activate the rods. Good. Now get the next rod. Ha! The rod cracked. Get me a new one. Go!
Yeah, it's almost too positive. Like, it gets kind of silly sometimes, just how uplifting and I don't know what other word to use there. Positively inclined the Ecodome's theme is. Hopeful, maybe? No. No, hopeful means things might get better. This is things have gotten better. I mean, it makes sense. What they've been able to do inside these Ecodomes is nothing short of insane.
Structural integrity acceptable. We might survive this. Next road. Did it work? Yes! System stable. Ha! Tell Venari we won't explode.
Okay. Hey, Savicom, we won't explode. This isn't even the really lush garden. This is a new one. This is them at the beginning of setting up an ecodome. Wait until you see the real ecodome.
Energy control systems may be stabilized, but the biomes will still crash without my ribbon. I swore an oath to restore my world.
Why is dementia a problem? That's an interesting question, which we'll get to later.
What is more valuable than home?
Just like Engineer Omluf, I have hired more well-regarded, highly trained, expensive management consultants from the cartel Om. 2 of them have not reported in. Are they dead or just distracted again? Find the botanist and shield technician to get their damage reports. I need to know if the attack caused any lasting damage to my
Our
dome.
work has just begun.
The Shadow God attack caused chaos and disarray in the dome. Several control consoles have powered down, and my consultants are stretched thin, reviving their assigned biomes and systems. This is where you come in. It's an easy but critical job. Find the disabled consoles and make sure they restart.
My
Dangling your ribbon in front of us so we do your dirty work. You haven't changed, Venari.
I'll give the traveler the ribbon when it's not the only thing keeping the biomes in this dome alive.
Yeah, Venari is practical to a fault. She's almost amoral. Almost. We actually talked about her a bit back in Shadowlands, if you remember.
At last, we return to Karesh.
Yeah, let's kick some Void Creepers out of here. And yes, Venari was willing to go to incredibly dangerous and insane places to get as much wealth, knowledge, and power as she could to do this. Something about that appeals to me, by the way. I don't want to talk about how billionaires are horrible people in real life again. But one of the things that makes billionaires horrible people in real life is all of that hoarding of wealth they do isn't for anything. I know that sounds strange, but there's no goal there. There's no point. There's no purpose. At least nothing grander than just trying to make their dicks feel slightly bigger. No. It's just for its own sake, right? It's hoarding. Venari, by contrast, to bring this back on topic a little bit, has been scrimping and scraping and squeezing and developing a gargantuan fortune for the sole and explicit purpose of restoring her homeworld. Her line that she says is one of her casual selection lines says everything about her motivations in one simple sentence. What is more valuable than home?
A deal is just another kind of oath.
Yes, of course. We have lost a small number of plants, but luckily they were not rare and will replenish in time. I wish to see Karesh bloom, or at least have the ecodomes reminding us of a long time ago when everything was better. A time before the Void Lord, before the Harbinger, before our world shattered, our lives collapsed. As a reminder, that was 100,000 years ago, but let's ignore the fact that they're all treating it like it was a decade ago. Good afternoon, Evo.
We have toiled endlessly for this day.
I am alive, yes. I've been trying to collect these void spores ever since the attack. I am tired.
You succeed in
Can
your...
you take over for a bit? Yeah, sure. Yum, yum. Collect some spores here. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, these are delicious. What's a void spore? You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know the answer to that. Here you go.
Wealth can solve any problem.
I see. Until Venari, the shield integrity is in good shape. Luck was on our side when this time, as the Shadowguard attack was focused on the control consoles rather than the Ecodome itself. I will keep surveying everything, enhancing some key locations with arcane energy before moving back to the usual maintenance routine.
It is good to see our ethereal kid again.
It's true, boy. Back in my day, things were so great. I had me an NES. And 3 Vigi games.
With funding comes salvation.
Wait, what? Ah, there it is. So that's related to another negative. We'll give it a minute. This dome's energies will feed Dementius. Oh, by the way, Savicom, the enemy is trying to summon someone named Dementius. The All-Devouring. Excuse me. Okay, let's get the missing rod. There we go. Rod in place. Are you going to stop it? That's the goal. It's hard to stop a black hole, but we'll do our best.
The systems may be stabilized, but the Shadowguard continue to raid the Ecodome for its energy. Put your hopes in the trust.
Good work. Interior stabilizing. All systems functioning. My investment in the Ecodomes will continue to pay dividends. Unless the Shadowguard attack again.
What is more valuable than home?
Were they alive? Good. Next time they forget to check in, they won't be. Looks like there was minimal damage, if any at all, to most of the facility. The Shadowguard saboteurs were focused on rerouting our energy reserves to the outer conduits. They've ignored environmental and secondary systems.
I must protect my investment.
We may have driven the saboteurs out of the dome and repaired its system, but that doesn't mean the Shadowguard are done with my domes. They're still hiding at the perimeter, trying to find a way to harvest the vast amounts of expensive energy needed to power the dome. I need you to fight them off. Then maybe this attack will truly end.
Our work has just begun.
Sharp as a blade, aren't you?
We can't have you patrolling the perimeter of the dome like the city watch fighting attackers in perpetuity. We need a permanent solution, so we continue with our noble quest. Take these crystals. They've been attuned to the Ecodome's defensive magics. Just place them near strategic parts of the perimeter to strengthen magical defenses. What? This time it's no trick. If the dome explodes, I'll never get to destroy Dementius.
I will do as I promise.
Well, I have got good news for you, push-ups. Hopefully, today, we'll be fighting a black hole. It is a fun freaking fight. It might be one of the best fights in the entire game. That is not a joke. One of the black hole's abilities is called spaghettification. I'll let you imagine what that does.
Some time alone to get things done. I adore watching you work.
I had the great fortune of being able to experience Argus when he was still hard, which is a big contestant for me for the top slot.
Illyria has been quiet. I think she's still angry at me about Dalaran.
Lady, I'm still angry at you about Dalaran. I did that frickin' quest chain. I still have my Dalaran Hearth right here.
Draining shields. Use this
There aren't many who Illyria trusts, aside from Locust Walker. A foolish exception to a wise rule.
I do love the idea that Xalatath legitimately thinks it's a good thing to not trust anybody. It's... I don't have time for this right now. Yes, that's fair. Xalatath is quite probably physically made of doubt. I need to go check on something. I'll be right back.
First, let's destroy the All-Devouring. Then, we see what becomes of our partnership.
Everything I've done has been for Karesh. What is more valuable than home?
That should secure the dome, but will Venari make us float through any more hoops?
We're in this together.
I cannot relinquish my Rishi ribbon just yet, not while the Shadow Guard assault my dome from their camp. Take the fight to them. If you decimate their forces, they will stop the assault. Bring Locust Walker's apprentice, Illyria. She looks like she knows how to handle herself in a fight. She also keeps staring daggers at the Harbinger, and I don't have time to play peacemaker between those two.
My fortune for the world that will destroy the Shadow God camp, and I'll give my Rishi ribbon to the cause.
I'll go with the champion. Meet me at the camp.
My defenses will kill the Shadow Guard who may threaten our little agreement with dear Venari. I know you must be so very disappointed. Killing is what you're best at, isn't it?
We will survive.
An ethereal army runs on its energy siphons. Interrupt the flow of energy by destroying the siphon tower, and the army will pull back. It's one of their weaknesses as minions. Normally I wouldn't share the secrets of their defeat, but they betrayed me, and will forever live with the consequences. The siphon has a control console that can be overloaded to collapse the system. It'll be shielded by a void barrier. Illyria can remove it for you.
With my help, victory awaits.
Of all the assets on the field of battle, the troops are the most expendable. I've sent enough to their destruction to know this as fact. If we were to safeguard this dome for your Venari and get her Rishi ribbon, we should destroy their cannons. Those cannons are easily worth the lives of all their soldiers. Destroy them, and their commanders will sound the retreat. Most field commanders would never admit this, as it's bad for morale. But you seem like the type who can handle uncomfortable truths.
We will survive.
Nice lady. Yeah, by the way, she always stays orange, unfriendly. Yeah, could you believe Zalatath is just a good guy now? God.
Traveler. Wait, what was I going to ask about? Oh, you're right.
Love the void glass. And of course it makes perfect sense that glass would be melted out of sand. So I'm going to admit I have a pet theory as to why Zalatath is so honest with us. To be clear, I know some people think she isn't. I know several people think she isn't being sincere with us. To be very clear, I do. And I have 3 big reasons why. Reason number 1 is obvious. Because it's a wonderful way to manipulate someone. Being completely sincere is absolutely a way in order to... Well, I don't have any better way. To get someone to do something you want them to do. And she'll sneer and snide at the others and constantly make her little quips. But she doesn't do that with us. Probably because she recognizes, this is point number 2.
I'm not the one lying to you about what happened to Karesh.
So, point number 2, she's probably legitimately afraid of us. And, if I can be extremely blunt, she should be. Nothing and no one has ever successfully stood in our way. Yeah, as we talked about as far back as Dragonflight, Zalatath is one of the very, very, very few villains in the entire game that honestly recognizes us as a threat. I think we're at a grand total of, what, 3? Oh, and that brings me to point number 3 as to why I think she's being honest. I think she actually respects us. I said it before, all of her actions and dialogue, especially when she drops the mask, all indicate that there are 2 things she values more than anything else. Chaos and power. We are both.
I don't know who to trust anymore, but we can't lose track of Zalatath. Stay with her. Let her think you are her champion.
I have more to say on that subject, but I'm kind of saving it for the moment. And yeah, Iridikron's the other big one. And he hasn't actually come back to the stage yet. He has, however, done everything in his power to make sure that we don't confront him. Hello, Mr. Red. What's over there?
The world breaking apart shattered Dimensius. He wouldn't do that to himself.
Oh, and by the way, this is the third motif. It's essentially just the void motif. Well done, though.
Who controlled the Rishi ribbons? Hmm? Who wanted the Void Lord destroyed?
What are you saying? I've had enough of your whispers.
No. His last appearance in the narrative at all was when he admitted to having given the Dark Heart to Xalatath and tried to convince Viranoth to join his side. Unsuccessfully. And that was one of the finale cutscenes of Dragonflight. Yeah, it could be argued that's actually the very, very, very last cutscene that happens in Dragonflight. Although there's a few others that might contest that, like the Reclamation of Gilneas, or the entire Belemeth host quest with the woman who lost her family and wanted to go bury them there. We get to make a choice about that. Good quest, by the way.
These will work great, just as soon as we can scrub the void residue off them.
Find the path to victory. The Shadow God.
I feel like there's something Locust Walker and Venari are keeping from me. Some secret during the Devouring War they don't want me to know. And Xalatath is pulling on this doubt to manipulate me. Let's defeat the Shadow Guard and uncover the truth.
May your aim never falter.
Without their cannons, the Shadow Guard's attacks are doomed to fail. Venari won't have need of a ribbon. More and more unsettled by this plan, though. Secrets, alliance with Xalatath. Locust Walker made a mistake thousands of years ago, and we cannot escape that ancient mistake.
Stay alert.
I need to focus on the mission. Regardless of my doubts about our companions, the Shadow Guard are a scourge. We should slay their Shadow Captain so they can't easily return. Venari would lend her aid to our cause, and we would discover if my trust in Locust Walker is well placed. I will not let doubt stay my bow on the battlefield. You can trust me to hunt these followers of Dementius.
Know your target.
Boy, some health all of a sudden. What the hell? I'm curious how Iridikron thinks he can kill any Titan. They're kind of big.
Come find me and I will reveal the truth. No more secrets.
Oh, yeah, that's another reason why I think Xalatath is telling us the truth. She knows just how powerful the truth can be.
What next?
With that necessary violence taken care of, the three of us can talk. You are correct, Illyria. Great secrets have been kept from you. Secrets that were not mine to reveal, but should have been revealed to you years ago.
We're in this together.
Oh, seeing you two on the battlefield was beautiful. It really is a wonderful watching you work. If only your so-called friends had trusted you with the truth of their actions so long ago. Locust Walker hasn't tried to deceive you with his actions in the present. Those actions in the past led us to this point. He has been less than forthcoming about that. In all good conscience, I cannot continue hiding the truth from Illyria or you.
With my help, victory await. The All-Devouring didn't destroy the world. The Ravel destroyed Karesh to kill Dimensius.
No. No, they couldn't have. You are lying.
Ask them.
Now here's the funny part. The lie itself is kind of the point. If I can explain for a little bit, I've heard some people not really understand this plot beat. Because they, like several people in chat have already said, are like, that's not a bad strategy. Dementius was there, and was winning, and was going to consume the entire world. Shattering the world in order to kill Dementius, especially since they were forewarned about it, was not actually a bad plan. That's not the point. Because the plan itself has nothing to do with anything. The only thing that matters is the lie. Keep in mind, this is not one of those omission of truth lies. Locust Walker explicitly said that it was specifically Dementius that shattered the world. And Dementius is the one... Shut up. And Dementius is the one who converted them into their current forms. So they lied, and they lied. And that's the important part. I know that sounds strange, but when you're dealing with history, all of this stuff has kind of already happened. I know that sounds like a strange way to put it, but my point is, it doesn't matter that much, the events themselves, so much as what we do with them now. And as Miristar got ahead of me there, you always like to jump ahead. Jeez, no wonder you're an eel. The point here is that Illyria trusted Locust Walker, and Locust Walker lied to her. Twice. Keeping in mind, Illyria already has to tango with doubt on a regular basis. Because, you know, doubt is a major component of the Void, which is her primary weapon. So anything that kind of is dangerous in doubt, like being uncertain of whether or not you can place your faith in someone, or for that matter, trust, the major motif of this entire story arc, that becomes a lot worse when you are not sure if you can actually do that anymore. Can I just do this? No, I can't. Okay, whatever. So.
You have found me. At least Zalatath claims the Ravel destroyed Karesh. Is she lying? Or are you?
Windrunner. The Ravel knew our world would be devoured. The Harbinger promised a means to spare us. There was no saving our world. Why not use it as a weapon?
You doomed your people. At her behest?
There would be far less regret had it been successful.
It was our only way to survive. You have to trust me.
I have no more trust to give you. Any of you.
So, can I just say, that cutscene's amazeballs. The storyboarding, Xalatath is just hovering in the background while they're talking, until she knows that she has successfully driven the wedge between the two of them. So Xalatath just kind of drifts off to the side now. She's done. She's won. Now she's just enjoying the victory lap. A lap she literally takes around Illyria, going back around her like this. It did, Mr. Ed. This is the worst patch in this entire expansion. And here's the funny part. This is why I like Xalatath as a character, because really, Xalatath didn't drive the wedge between Locust Walker and Illyria. Locust Walker did. Remember, everything that Xalatath just managed to do was done with truths. And honestly, this is just my own take on the matter, but I think Locust Water could have maybe salvaged some of this situation if he had opened up about it, realized the core of the problem, and apologized for it. None of which he did. He doubled down on his own defense on it, too, if you were paying attention. We had no choice. The world was already doomed. Now, that actually kind of fits, because you're probably thinking, oh my god, Locust Walker is so evil. No. Locust Walker is someone absolutely destroyed by guilt. This is someone who barely can face that truth himself. That's why he lied. Someone asked earlier, why did he lie? The answer was because he couldn't deal with it. He was incapable of dealing with it. So he didn't. He is sufficiently pragmatic to make the hard call, but he was not strong enough to endure it. Oh, yeah. Also, he frickin' failed. Xalatath's last line there really lined up appropriately. It would be far less contested if it had succeeded. So you blew up your world for nothing. Congratulations. You'll notice that the whole wedge with Illyria thing is nice and all, but if you're paying attention, the real target of this entire attack isn't Illyria, or even us. It's him. Don't mistake me. Pushing Illyria apart was probably for very fun, and is the kind of thing that she would absolutely enjoy. But her goal here was to weaken Locust Walker. And hey, she succeeded.
Put your hopes in the trust.
This is just like the Harbinger. Fulfill her oaths to the letter, but leave her allies devastated. If there was any other way to stop the All-Devouring from rising once more. With my Rishi ribbon, you're a step closer to reaching Dementius, but you'll need at least twice as many to get a force large enough to get past his dread aura. Good luck. Watch the Harbinger's every move.
I must take my Rishi ribbon. Defeat the All-Devouring.
The threat to Ecodome Primus is over. My Rishi ribbon no longer needed to protect this asset. Take it, use it wisely. Protect the greatest investment of all. Our existence. Stay focused. The Harbinger has already driven off one member of your team. Once you get enough ribbons, you still need to fight Dementius, and find allies who will stand with us, in addition to artifacts. Okay, now hang on, I'm going to pause because I just got several questions there that I didn't have a chance to answer. So, Dementius was summoned by people who were idiots, is the simplest way to put that push-up. Maybe idiots is too unkind. Let's call them ignorants. People who didn't understand what Dementius is, or what the Void is. Second thing, is WoW being brought to consoles? I mean, I would say with near total certainty, yes, but not anytime soon. And they haven't done anything public about that yet. Microsoft imploding probably put a hamper in those plans. Third point, what are the Draenei up to? So there's a Draenei Heritage quest, which boils down to them trying to reclaim some of their heritage, move on, and a little thing about restoring the Exodar. I'm sure that'll never come in. Probably in a late midnight patch, or towards the Last Titan. One of the two.
We forestall extinction. Why did you tell her? This was a secret we said we would keep.
Illyria would have pieced it together eventually. She's dramatic, not stupid. Better to control when she has her little outburst.
I should have been the one to tell her. It was my burden to share.
Returning home has made you sentimental, sorcerer. When did you ever care about your legacy and friends? You walked a dark, lonely path to save us from the void. Your elf student will see the bigger picture in time. Stop wallowing. Go and defeat the Void Lord before he devours us all.
Oh, at least one of you lot has figured out their priorities.
Enough! Make sure he succeeds. I have been to the mall. I know what the Void fears.
That
Sure you do.
that one line.
I have my investment to protect.
People have debated that line for since this came out, I would say. Yeah, go ahead, Declare. Yeah, no kidding is Star, but I'm sorry, can we just focus in on the bet? I have been to the Maw. I know what the Void fears. Yeah. That has a lot of implication. And, well, as we've talked about before, the Void tends to be anti-death in general. That's nothing new, it's worth noting. Hell, that goes back to Wrath, actually. Yeah, Xalatath didn't even have a snide remark for that. She was just like, ah, okay. I'll take that.
I swore an oath to restore my world.
Track down the rest. Have Lucas Walker contact the other members of the Ravel. Ask the Harbinger if she knows any ancient horrors that have acquired one. Remember Rule 12. It's who you know.
Our work has just begun.
I will not make excuses for what we did. I will carry the responsibility of it for the rest of my existence. Illyria will understand why it was necessary. When she sees the power of the All-Devouring, she will understand. Notice he still doesn't get it, by the way. He still thinks she's mad about the choice he made, not the lie he told. We will need at least 2 more Rishi ribbons to bring enough of a force to bear against Dementius. My friend Umbara is a holder of a ribbon. She works in Ecodome Rovan on the next island. Let's gather her to our cause.
My past does not define. We will need another ribbon. The Dome Administrator, Umbera, was in the revel. We should seek her out.
Oh, she sounds trusting, eager to give up power when asked.
What has happened here? Where is Umbera?
A meteor destroyed the dome. We fled together, but Umbera is missing.
So, this is some wonderful visual storytelling, if I could show this off a little bit. There's the meteor. There's the crater. There's where the dome used to be. In fact, you can kind of see the trees and whatnot that were in here. My favorite part is how quickly they must have died. No, that's not true. My favorite part is, look at the sands. This happened not too long ago, and yet the sands of the rest of the void are already blowing in here and covering half of where the dome used to be. Look at it. You can actually see it, how they've spilled in. If you pay attention to it. This is how fragile the ecodomes really are, something we've actually known since BC.
What has happened here? Where is Umbera?
A meteor destroyed the dome. We fled together, but Umbera is missing.
Can you feel the void energy? The longer it takes us to defeat Dimensius, the more shredded the barrier between this world and the void will become. His power grows, and this is but a small example of what will crash down on Karesh.
Keep your enemies close.
The dome is shattered, and Umbera may be in danger. I can see the scavengers from the wastes of Karesh within it now. Umbera must live. We may yet find her ribbon.
Survival is our utmost priority.
The instability between Karesh and the void is growing. We were working in the ecodome when a huge rift tore the sky open. The meteor came crashing down, barely missing us. We rushed to rescue what we could and brought the animals and plants that survived to the oasis.
We create the world we want.
When the meteor struck, Umbera and I tried to salvage what we could. Without the shield, we were soon beset upon by the scavengers of the great dark beyond. We fled and were separated. Such creatures are not of Karesh and hostile to the stable biome we sought to achieve. We need to clear these invasive species to find our equipment. And Umbera.
Improve matters before you leave. She was right behind me. I should...
She may yet be within. I will stay with you while the champion searches the dome.
Oh yeah, one last little detail. And that detail is Hugirl. Thank you, Hugirl, as always. Although, that's only 2 games. You need to pick 3 games, Hugirl. Yakuza, like Dragon, and Bioshock 2. Done. And Dealer's Choice. Thank you. A small detail. Venari, again, I don't want to call her a good person, but she's definitely good aligned, if that makes any sense. And one of the things she chastises Locust Walker for is getting too sentimental. That sounds like a harsh thing to say to him, but actually, if you think about it for a moment, it makes perfect sense in context. She can recognize that Xalatath is getting to him. He needs to not be gotten to. He is in an extremely precarious position and is actively using energies that will literally make him weaker if he doubts. He can't afford to be sentimental like the others can. So of course she recriminates him. It's something I talked about during the actual run proper, back during Legion in particular. The Void is actually quite strong. But it's only as strong as its victims let it be.
The manifest of supply crates Umbera was hoping to retrieve. No sign of her. Keep looking.
The honest answer, Mr. Ed, is it depends. But I know that's not satisfying, so instead I'll simply say both.
Dead. Her Rishi ribbon is nowhere to be found. Has the Shadow Guard divined our plan? A Tabika ritual dagger, once wielded by the oracles of Karesh.
They are wastelanders now, assassins, sworn to slay the Ravel. They must have killed Umbera and taken her ribbon.
Yeah, you'll notice Locust Walker is different from this point onwards. Hi, Blue Hero. And I guarantee you it's because this whole thing has gotten to him. Or more clearly, Xalatath has gotten to him.
I can't believe she's gone. We have been a team for thousands of years.
Yeah, Locust Walker has been dodging the void for a long time. Now he's facing it, and one of the things we've talked about is how War Within is a lot of people facing their void trials, I think is how Kira White Noise put it. Well, Locust Walker's going through his, and he is failing.
Karesh is merciless.
Thank you. These creatures would soon overwhelm us if left unchecked. It's amazing they can survive without the protective barrier of the dome, without becoming energy as Kareshi did. I wonder if such resilient traits could be transferred to the native species in our domes.
We seek to restore Karesh.
The Wastelanders killed Umbera and took her Rishi ribbon. These fallen oracles have harried all members of the rabble since the Devouring. This is a grim day.
My past does not define me.
Improve matters before you leave.
The loss of an Ecodome is unimaginable. The death of Umbera. The broker's shoulders rise and fall in what looks like a sigh, though no breath is heard. I cannot leave without retrieving the research crates. Our work must live on, even if she cannot. Umbera's manifest says there are at least 5 crates full of research and resources.
We create the world we want. This project meant everything to Umbera. What took years to build was destroyed so quickly.
Come, let us retrieve her research and ensure her efforts were not in vain.
Sentimental and unrelated to the task at hand. Again, I'm not trying to sound harsh, I'm just pointing out facts. You can see how Locust Walker is waffling emotionally, is probably what I would call this. And when you're in this place, under these situations, with these threats, that is a bad thing. Like, the void's right there. Excuse me, it's also right there. And also right there. There's a lot of void, is what I'm trying to say. Now, here's the really funny part. You know one of the most recurring reasons why people can face the void and come out of it stronger in this whole expansion? People. Gazlo had Renzik, and honestly most of the other cartel heads. Anduin had Farron, and arguably us. I will kill you, Uthor. Okay, family I'm okay with. I thought you were going to say something else. It's just... it's another F word. But no, like... of course, I can't think of any examples now, but almost every... I thought he was going to say Faith of the Heart. Every single one of these examples is someone who had other people to lean on and rely on and help anchor them, including, arguably, us. And you'll notice Illyria is one of those. Illyria obviously had Terrellian, but she also had Anduin. And, frankly, us. Who does Locust Walker have? Yeah, Illyria has other people distantly, but even right now in the moment, we are here for her. Locust Walker had Illyria. I'll say it again. Xal'atath's attack was not focused on Illyria. It was on him. Okay, I'm sorry. I just, really quick, in my head... I hate that fight. I just saw in my head, like, fully fledged out, fully animated and directed and with full cinematography. Yeah, just brought it just... And then parachuting in, and then, like, superhero landing. It's like, I heard someone was doubting around here. And then she sees Locust Walker just rushes over. I got you! And starts making soup right there on the spot. Like, fish! Spice! Boom! And just slams it down right in front of it. Like, here, drink this. He looks at it and says, I do not have a mouth. Don't worry! I can make this work. Yeah, meanwhile, the PC's in the background running around. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just getting all the stuff ready. Anyways. Sorry, let me finish typing some notes really quick. Okay. Anyways, Mr. Red, I just want you to know, this quest sucks. This patch sucks. Here, buy my merch.
Our fight continues. Dimensius must be stopped.
Looks like we're about to have company again.
Bravo, traitor! Your Rishi ribbon will be ours, Locust Walker!
Of course there's religious fanatics on top of everything else we're dealing with right now.
We forestall extinction.
Look, I get being pissed at him. I do, but everything they're doing here is just making this whole situation worse. And that's never not going to be true.
Nature is fragile.
Yeah, no, you're right. That's what religious fanatics do, is make the situation worse for everyone, including themselves. I don't understand the Wastelanders. I thought they were the oracles of untamed Karesh. Nature worshippers. Why do they steal from our domes and prevent the Trust's mission?
We seek to restore...
These Wastelanders are still holding a grudge against you. Leave us. Keep your Rishi ribbons safe. My champion and I will turn these murderous fanatics to our cause. Tell me what you need.
The Oracles, now known as the Wastelanders, have turned their viciousness against the Ravel, and now they use their ritual daggers for murder. Lapsed pacifists are always the most vicious fighters, don't you think? Why do they want to kill Locust Walker? Locust Walker struggled to keep his secrets, and still ended up hated and feared by the Kareshi. These oracles abandoned their ceremonial daggers and picked up assassination knives. Nexus King Salhadar betrayed the Ravel. The Ravel used their Rishi ribbons too early, and Dementius was dispersed instead of destroyed. Perhaps this is my fault. I could have placed all the factions of Karesh under my heel from the start. Or perhaps there was nothing that could have been done. Life is chaos. Even if one controls vast cosmic power, there are still events out of your control. No use crying over shattered worlds, is there? So what's the ritual? Well, the Tabaka was the clumsy ritual the oracles once used to commune with their world soul, Karesh. It was central to their identity as a people, as the ritual was when they would gather to a community and worship. The dagger used to be for harvesting their sacred plants. Now it's apparently for burying in the chests of Ravel members.
I will do as I promised.
Those Wastelanders have the Broker's ribbon, and we must get it back, or you'll never be able to reach Dementius. They are deliciously bloodthirsty. I think we should lure them to our cause. We need an army for the coming battle, and they have the numbers for that. The Void Glass lies between their camp and us. That might provide a means to manipulate. Speak with the Wastelanders.
We cannot risk the Wastelanders claiming my ribbon. I will return to the safety of Tazavesh.
Sharp as a blade, aren't you? I think this latest complication is your fault, Locust Walker. These Wastelanders are your old enemies, the Oracles of Karesh. I remember how much trouble they caused you in the Devouring War. Are they why you failed to kill Dementius? The Holy Class are always the most savage fighters during an apocalypse. We could use that.
Can I just say I love everything about this?
Get them to parley.
Sorry.
I could convince them to fight for us. We are trying to save the...
You can't mean to try to ally with those murderers.
Much as I would like to see them pay, Zalatath is right. They are fierce warriors, and would be useful in the battle to come.
Keeps exploding nearby. Anyways, well, I love everything about this. You'll notice that she's continuing to harass Locust Walker. Just twisting that knife in there a little bit. This is your fault, Locust Walker. Oh, and by the way, she's right. This is his fault. The problem, this is one of those wonderful things about this kind of manipulation. This kind of manipulation works because it's true, but it should fail because it's irrelevant. Blame in the moment doesn't actually matter. Yeah, that was Amrish, not Venari. Venari's over there. She sounds different. In the moment, blame isn't relevant, if that makes any sense. Yes, this was my fault, but right now we have to deal with the immediacy of the situation. I'm phrasing this wrong, but the point about mistakes of the past is that you learn from them, right? You process, mental, emotional, you process the past, and then you move past it. That's the whole point of that. Now, I understand how easy that is to say, and I know how hard that is to do. But that is what you do. That is how we endure these kinds of hardships. But she's focusing on the thing that matters the least. Blame. I think this is your fault. I remember they caused you so much trouble. Are they why you failed to kill Dementius? Just getting right to the heart of what is the weakest for him. And then forcing him to admit that she's right, just making it even worse. Yeah, we'll deal with the avalanche later, because right now, honestly, I think it's Kennec's cow's fault. Yeah, you'll notice he's not even fighting back. All of this is building to a point, by the way, to be clear, which we probably won't reach today, but I want you to remember all this, because this is all foreshadowing and build-up for an eventual moment. Meanwhile, to us, Xalatath continues to be fairly open and honest. We are going to go manipulate religious fanatics to fight for us and for our cause, because we need the bodies for a war. That's it. That's all. Not even trying to hide it.
Let me show you how to manifest an army.
How'd the Void Glass get here? As Dementius' power grows, the barrier between Karesh and the Void shatters. The meteors, the glass, the creatures. Void oozes into this reality, taking over until only a twisted unreality remains. The longer it takes us to defeat Dementius, the more his power will grow, and the more the Void will consume what's left of this pitiful planet.
With my help, victory awaits.
I have a plan to draw the Wastelanders to our side. These savages appreciate strength, so we'll show them yours. Let's get their attention, shall we?
We will survive.
The aura of Dementius is tearing what's left of Karesh apart, and soon he will draw what's left into his little world. Our time to stop him grows shorter by the hour.
I will do as I promised.
These were once oracles of the world soul of Karesh. Were so proud and strident about their oaths. Now they scavenge the ruins like animals. But even rats have their uses. Gather Void a cleft essence for me. I have an idea how we might sway the fallen oracles to our cause.
Keep your enemies close.
Violent scavengers of the Void have been drawn to Dementius' aura to feast on the scraps he will leave behind. This presents a problem for our Wastelander friends. Scavenging is their job. They can handle the beasts. I would not be seeking to ally with them if they couldn't. Why not give them a gift to show that you are the equal? No. They're superior in combat.
To gain access to their camp, we must impress them with your combat prowess. We'll start with these Void creatures.
She doesn't have any select lines, period. Look, there's nothing there. And yeah, I've noticed, similar to most other villains in this setting, even the good ones, cruelty is definitely a character trope for her. Ebo's right, she cannot help but twist the knife or just look down at everything while she's talking. I wonder how much disdain she holds for everything at this point in time. That's an interesting question. Does Dementius qualify as evil? The cultists? No question. They're very evil. They know what they're doing, and they know why they're doing it. Xalatath? Extremely evil. But Dementius? That's trickier. I suppose we can debate that more when we get to Monoforge Omega. After all, there still are some question marks about Dementius. how he's maintaining any kind of a form in this reality is one of them. Dementius talks a few times, although not a lot, and nothing. He doesn't sit there and go, 7 years ago, I was summoned forth to this planet. No. He says things like, doom, and that's kind of it. It is funny to me that a goblin artifact has the power to contain dementias, by the way. Yeah, amusingly, Dementius manages to be... Let me walk that sentence back. Manages to feel like a higher tier threat, despite practically being a lower tier threat than the Jailer. Because as a reminder, the Jailer's threat scale was as high as it could be. Every dimension, every reality, everything, everywhere, everyone. That's about as high as it can get. Also, generally a good sign of bad writing is when something is a threat to literally everywhere and everything and everyone. Like, if the writer just says this is going to destroy all realities, then it's just like, yeah, okay, sure, whatever. You realize a galaxy is a big place, right? One galaxy. No? Okay. Yeah, never do an omniversal threat. That just gets silly.
I sense void essence about you. It will make a perfect lure. If it isn't my favorite mortal.
Many denizens of the void are voracious consumers of energy. They greedily flock to pockets of coalesced energy like moths to the flame.
We will survive. Keep your enemies close.
The Wastelanders have made camp in the ruins of old Karesh, a sanctuary from the ravenous beasts of the void, a bulwark against outsiders. If a hostile entity were to enter the camp, you could defeat it, and they would respect you. Take the void energy you gathered into the ruined tower north of here and be ready.
We need to talk to their leader. Nothing attracts leaders like a crisis. Let's go cause one, and then solve it.
So, I don't want to overemphasize this point, but this right here is probably the modus operandi of Xal'atath, bar none. This is what she is best at, and through these actions and what we're about to see in this quest chain, we get an implication that a lot of the things she's said and done over the years have been following this pattern. She engineers a situation that she is the solution to. And then she can walk in and say, truthfully, this is the only way out. Because she has crafted the situation so that that is the way out. She has built a dilemma with a built-in solution, which she then sells to people. Yeah, this is front row seat, first-person view of how Xal'atath operates. And if you're paying attention, almost all of the interactions she's had in the past line up exactly like this. Even the thing she says to Locust Walker, we don't know details, to my knowledge. They might have revealed it in some side thing, I don't remember. But we don't know details that I'm aware of. But even Locust Walker saying, we had no choice, we had to blow up the world to stop it. I wonder how much of that situation she engineered. Because I bet it was more than a little.
Avoid aberration! Kill it! You fought well. I won't kill you for your trespass. Yet.
This stranger is an ally of the rabble.
Why does their soul remain tethered?
So,
What is it?
you are the one who has been seen in the company of the betrayer Locust Walker. The only reason you are not...
The void. We should hear their words before execution.
Can I talk? The only reason you're not untethered is my scouts have seen you reducing the numbers of enemies we face. You disposed of Zagathav, so I'll allow you to flee if you leave now.
We failed, Karesh. We know you serve the Ravel intruder. And we swore to King Salhadar that we would slay all of their minions.
Then it's fortunate he's dead.
That voice! The Harbinger!
There's no need for that. Not when we seek to end Demencius for good. Though, we will require the Rishi ribbons you took from the Ravel corpses.
No! They used those accursed ribbons to destroy our world! We were powerless to stop them, but we will fulfill our oath to kill them!
And your failure will yet remain. This broken world is not yet finished. But it will be if the all-devouring returns. Help me annihilate Demencius. The Ravel can always come next.
We will hear you out. For now.
Notice she even changes her word choice, depending on who she's talking to. Like, I wish I had the exact wording here, actually, because the way she described the Ravel. Of course, we must retrieve the Rishi ribbons you took from the Ravel corpses. Just to make it clear that she shares her perspective. Oh, I have other things in my mind, but those Ravel people. Ugh. Right? Like, I totally agree with you. Is just the way that she is inflecting. Congrats, Ross. Also, woo! It even manages to diffuse the whole situation. And, of course, she offers a boom. You can go kill the Ravel later. If you want to.
Speak, fleshling!
Demencius destroyed Karesh. Here in the wastes of merciless Karesh, we mete out punishment for all who failed him. You see your oaths align with ours. Let's talk.
I am bound by my word.
You've impressed these wastelanders with your violent prowess. Now let me do my work. I know what these formal oracles want. They dream of hearing the song of Karesh once more. I must make them believe it is possible, and then pull on that string of desire. Soon we'll have our army and another Rishi ribbon. First, let's return the Tabika ritual dagger. She's so honest with us. I love it. I love how honest she is with us.
I know what you yearn for, Oracle. You are no longer oath-bound to a dead king. Join our fight against Demencius and hear the radiant song once more.
Yeah. Let me prove your god exists, and then you will beg me to bring him back.
A gift for you. You misplaced this dagger in a broker. We return it freely. Hello, my champion.
The Wastelanders are so deliciously bloodthirsty. I admire how straightforward their tactics are. We need a more delicate approach to winning them over, however. We need both the Rishi ribbons they hold and the support of their warriors for the coming battle with Demencius. But let's move somewhere with less distractions.
We will survive.
My warriors are eager to untether the Shadow Guard. But I think you want the ribbon I took from that Ravel broker.
Your warriors are a boon to our cause, and the Rishi ribbon is vital to it.
Huh. They fixed that bug. That cutscene we just saw was bugged the last time I did it. I'm actually shocked they fixed that.
You keep unwise company.
We would gladly wage war against the Shadow Guard, but I cannot give up the Rishi weapon to someone I don't trust. Promises of revenge are easy. Trust is hard amongst the Wastelanders.
To break an oath, Mother, allow them to prove themselves. If they succeed, we may have our revenge. If not, we kill them.
Very well. Let's see what you are worth.
Was she? Probably is Miristar. In fact, we're going to reference that in just a second. Yep, she played Helga Sinclair in Atlantis: The Lost Empire. I've planted the seed, yet Soulscribe still hesitates. Her daughter is more receptive. She might be able to give us the nudge that's needed to win the Westlanders over. Daughters are useful. That one line, it's 3 words. Daughters are useful. Oh my god. I just... Go with Narath, win over their tribe. I'll stay here and continue to work the Soulscribe's will.
Why reveal your secrets, Harbinger? If you are here for the ribbon, you could just take it.
Revenge. I want to help you get yours. What next?
The Tabika ritual is for communing with the world's soul. Karesh is dead.
The Ravel's heresy halted the devouring. Demencius did not finish his meal. The brokers want you to think it is their technomancy that makes the eco-domes bloom. You and I know the truth. There can be no life without Karesh.
I have tried for ages. There has been nothing but silence.
You could commune with Karesh again. Show your people you are still strong. Then I will put that accursed ribbon to righteous use.
We could be oracles again. If Karesh is silent, I will find my own revenge.
Yeah, this is just messed up. I will say what she just said is almost assuredly a lie. Don't mistake me. As we'll see, there is obviously a tiny, tiny, tiny snippet of the world so still alive. Spoilers. But that line there... The brokers want you to think it's their technomancy that makes the ecodomes bloom. You and I know the truth. There can be no life without Karesh. Bull crap.
You're good at killing, but we need more than that in an ally.
Soulscribe was one of our high priestesses, but, like most of us, her heart shattered along with Karesh during its destruction. Many ages have passed since the sundering of our world, and we as people have strayed from our calling. We are oath-bound to protect Karesh, but wary of outsiders. Let me show you the life of a wastelander, stranger. Existence is a daily struggle on the bones of our world. My mother's strength has inspired us to survive at any cost. We've needed to adapt as conditions change. The void takes many of our stalkers, and we need to replace such faithful hunting companions. Go to the dunes and subdue them. You will prove your strength, and my mother may see you are determined to help.
Karesh had untamed.
My people need energy to live. We can harvest it from pylons that were out to collect or hunt the energy that scavengers have siphoned off as what is ours. Siphoned off what is ours, excuse me. Let's gather today's meager bounty of energy and distribute it to the people. If we are to go to war together, it will help us both to know the character of your allies.
Our world is all that remains.
I had the same thought, Kara White Noise.
If you can forage as well as you can fight, you are of worth to us.
By the way, notice she has a variant in the old ethereal movement animation, but a much cooler looking version of it. Oh, and to answer Push-Up's question, this is 9 or 10 years after Legion in universe.
Best keep your weapons ready.
It's been a minute. Okay, 10 years then. That tracks. The new rule of thumb is that each expansion is roughly 2 years. So, take that into account. Remember that Shadowlands barely happened in timeline-wise, because time shenanigans. And then add in the 5-year gap between Shadowlands and Dragonflight. Which period? Oh, for the 5-year gap? Honestly, I haven't thought about it. I should at some point. Because, like, for the longest time, my headcanon for post-Shadowlands was, well, I'm done with this game. Moving on. But Dragonflight's actually good? Pfft, get out of here. Dragonflights can't possibly be good.
The metal from that destroyed dome is strong, uncorrupted by the void. It will make fine blades.
Good. We will need many blades for the Shadow Guard if the stranger and their companion speaks the truth, or for that rabble city if they lie.
They both start with shush. I'm just saying, Uthor. Coincidence?
More of these domes appear. We should raise each of them to the ground. Make the rabble pay for returning to the world they destroyed.
Or you could do literally anything else.
We are no longer oath-bound to King Salvador. This stranger brings hope for Karesh. Our vendetta can wait.
By the way, all these little cutscenes that are voiced, by the way, are fully optional. You can just walk up, drop the item, and then move on without stopping and listening.
Soulscribe talking to. That woman's voice has haunted me since the devouring.
The Harbinger is back. The all-devouring rises again. Soulscribe reflects upon our oaths for guidance.
Why does this rabble collaborator remain tethered to their soul? Fulfill your oath and scavenge their bones!
This stranger brings word of Karesh. Which oath binds you? Dead King Salhadar's or the World Souls?
By the way, we'll see actually more of this in the side quests.
Existence. Return to Soul Scribe. She will decide your fate.
We'll see more of this in the side quests, because as usual, a lot of WoW's best story content is in the side quests. But as you can see even here, the Ethereals place a whole lot of stock in the concept of oaths.
The domes are a razzle construct. They try to tame the untamed. Merciless Karesh is gone. I hunt the enemies of Karesh.
Word has filtered up through my camp about what you've done for us. My daughter has been too trusting, but your efforts don't go unnoticed.
My oath guide me.
In the wastes of merciless Karesh, survival is all important. We take what we need to ensure our future.
We failed Karesh.
Your help does not go unnoticed. My people will live another day, and hopefully many more, thanks to the energy in those crates.
I am bound by my word.
Soulscribe would fight for us, even die for our cause, yet she denies us the ribbon. She sees it as a tool of the rabble, and her oath should get in the way of our mission. If she could feel the presence of the World Soul Karesh once again, she would give anything to protect him, even the ribbon. The Oasis is the Trust's ecodome that has a stable biome. Perfect place to commune with the World Soul. If one still exists.
I will do as I promised.
Gather a raiding party, Narathi. We go to the Oasis to find communion or plunder.
I have many lucky doos you like. Farewell, friend of the Grummels.
Ah! Rock! Rock!
Absolutely not.
There you are. Good. There are many tasks that have been waiting.
Venari.
If we had come to raid, your soul would already be untethered.
So,
Tell me what you need.
the Wastelanders have not truly walked on Karesh for untold millennium. Bringing them here will remind them of who they are and what they're fighting for.
With my help, victory awaits.
The Wastelanders are thieves and murderers, but I remember what they were once, even if they do not. Will you vouch for them? Hang on, why aren't they allowed in? They are scavengers and thieves. They would strip the domes of their resources. They live for today without planning for tomorrow. The domes are our plans for the future of Karesh, and we cannot allow them to plunder and destroy our hard work. So we have three options. I will vouch for them. Option 2. I won't vouch for them, but I will watch them. Option 3. Stand aside before they stop being as civil as they are.
Fine. Report to Omtalad. Please? The dome is delicate. Be careful what you touch and step or float.
We will do as our oaths dictate, broker.
So, I told you I'd show this off. This is a successful ecodome. I mean, it's a good placeholder, Huthor. That's impressive considering this just came out this year, push-ups. I love the music in here. So let's give this 2 negatives really quick. Just super quick while we're here. Okay? Okay. So, negative number 1, which is a guarantee. It's the bad labeling we have actually already talked about. The bad labeling is obvious. The Ecodome quests are labeled as MSQ. They really aren't. If anything, these almost should be labeled as blue quests. You know what I mean? Like, this... Huthor is right. This is a reputation grind with a different skin. And that's the problem. I know 3 people personally who have come out here presuming this is MSQ. And it really isn't. That's the issue. That right there is an objective flaw, right? That labeling is bad. The second problem is something I'm not sure anybody's really noticed. And it's a very, very rare problem that is a constant hassle out here. Unfortunately, I can't really show it off as perfectly as I'd like at this exact time. Hang on, let me see if I can pick up one of the dailies. Just really quick.
These are the oracles of the Untamed. You will let them commune with Karesh in your dome, or they will sack it as wastelanders.
Hang on. I'll get back to you in a second, Zalatath. Give me a second.
Hey there, friend.
It is clear you deserve only the best.
Okay, this'll have to do. So, look at my minimap right now and tell me where my quests are. So here's the issue. There's this thin, faint, translucent blue line which enables you to then be able to see where a quest objective is. I've been able to navigate that for 20 years of Wild history in order to be able to figure out where my quest is, even roughly. Something about the way they designed the minimap here doesn't work with that at all. There is so much there's so much busy detail here, right? There's so much crap going on in this area, and a lot of it's blue and a very light pinkish purple, which blurs with that blue irritatingly. So when you're doing the actual quests out here, of which there are, I remind you, quite a few, like in the dozen range, and you have a dozen or so interlocking quests all inside the dome, just navigating it is a pain in the ass because you can't look up and see, oh, I have a quest over here, oh, I have a quest over there, because none of that is properly showcased. That's the other flaw. I know that they actually have a process for making those minimaps, because those are basically screenshots. If I zoom out, it'll be a little bit more obvious. Like, you see this chunk of barren rock that I'm kind of walking on right now? You'll notice that is in the minimap right there, because it is literally a screenshot. It's a low-res screenshot taken straight down, right? That's how they get these. But the problem is, someone at some point in QA testing, hey, there's that problem again, should have noticed how much of a problem that is here and done something to mitigate it, of which there are several options, and none of which they did. That's the 2 objective negatives to the Ecodome. The ones that you're probably not going to change my mind on. Everything else we can debate, but those 2 are flaws. And, frustratingly, both of them would have been caught by proper QA testing. Okay, so, back to the story. These are the oracles of the Untamed. You will let them commune with Karesh in your dome, or they will sack it as wastelanders. You'll notice her modus operandi hasn't changed. She walks up and has now created the dilemma. There are wastelanders inside the dome, right here. You have no choice now. You have to let them try to commune with Karesh. Otherwise, they're going to cause all these problems. But don't worry, there's a built-in solution. Just let them do what I want, and it'll be fine. This is I think the third time that this has happened so far, just in this zone, just in Karesh, where we see that she has engineered a solution with a engineered a problem with a built-in solution in order to then sell that solution to the people in question. And my favorite part about this approach is how easily it works, because after all, she's telling the truth. Here, now, these people will sack this place as Wastelanders if you don't let them do what you want. Do you really want them to go violently try to dismember your dome? It could cause a lot of damage before you bring them down. This is most irregular. Venari may have asked that we extend all courtesy to the Harbinger and her champions, but these Wastelander barbarians... I hope Venari knows what she's doing.
Hello, my champion.
This dome is a reasonable facsimile of Karesh. We'll find no better place for a soul scribe to hear the world soul's song. And yet, as Dementius grows in power, even the oasis succumbs to the void. I can feel the rifts tearing open. Their energies will disrupt this delicate ritual. Unfortunately, they'll need to be closed.
Keep your enemies close.
The Tabaka has not been attempted for thousands of years. It was clear that the Devouring War destroyed Karesh, and yet, looking at this dome, they have recreated so much I thought lost forever. Fresh water, clean air, even the Zarnet flowers I thought extinct. Does the Harbinger speak the truth? No, I didn't break my oath and abandon the world soul. Karesh is gone.
I've heard the song of Karesh before. These clouds, all this beauty of nature, a pale shadow of Karesh that was. If you think to trick me, I will use my Rishi ribbon to destroy you!
I am hopeful that they're not going to get anything from you because you hit 1, Mr. Red. There are a lot of scams like that here in the States, and it is quite frustrating. Oh yeah, by the way, these are those little things. I can't actually even remember what they were called. I remember in Shadowlands we had a whole discussion about this. Phones are more vulnerable to hacking than you would think, Mr. Red. And that's the summary answer. Yeah, it could... the good news is that most likely they were just making sure that you are someone who they can then try to scam. So you are going to get more calls and or texts in the future, Mr. Red. Almost guaranteed. Because you have verified that you exist and that line is a real line. Anyways, oh God, what were they frickin' called? Hang on. Shadowlands, Kesanathria, this thing. What is this? Were they just devourers? These guys, right? So, if you remember, back in Shadowlands, there were hints that there was some bigger, overwhelming threat of the devourers, and they were going to be this huge plot thread that absolutely never went anywhere, and like most other things, were just abandoned like a hot potato. The devourers actually make an appearance again out here. And it looks like they've been kind of soft retconned. We'll see if they ever do anything with it, but I just thought I'd comment on it, because that's what we're fighting right now. Devourers, which are coming through rifts to the void. Huh. I wonder how many players are, I don't know what word to use here, amused by being considered Xalatat's champion. Look confused and vaguely aroused. Probably Xavier. I mean, we know that Shadowlands was where a lot of story threads went to die. So, whatever original plans may have been, we may never even know at this point. Hey, remember when the Drust were going to be a big deal? Yeah, me neither. God, the Drust were always what the Void really fears.
You keep unwise company.
Did you find the components for the Tabaka ritual? Do they even still exist?
My oath guide me.
To hold these blossoms in my hands again. I never thought I'd see the day.
To break an oath is unthinkable.
We have a lot riding on this Tabaka ritual going exactly to plan. Having to kill her to get the ribbon would be inconvenient. I love that. That's all this is to her. It would be inconvenient to have to kill her to get the ribbon.
We will survive.
What is it?
My followers long for the days when they were oracles. They yearn to hear the song of Karesh. I am a realist. The evil of the Ravel, of Dementius. They have destroyed the beauty that was our world song. But you have gathered the items, so I will attempt it. And when I hear the void of Karesh's absence, there will be consequences. Alright, pause. I love the framing there. Once again, you could just feel that anger. The evil of the Ravel of Dementia, so that she blames the Ravel first and foremost there.
Let us move down to the water and begin the Tabitha.
So, you remember that cutscene back?
The way, Oracle.
Oh my god, she's just calling her Oracle now. The cutscene at the end of the Arathi chain. Oh, of course. Here you go, push-ups. Here's some gift cards for the IRS. I get like 3 of those a day, by the way. That's just whatever to me. The cutscene at the end of the Arathi chain was done... It was an in-gameplay cutscene done with a custom camera, which, if you remember, I said that was the problem, the camera. If the game had just let us wander around like I'm doing literally right now, then it would have been fine. So, this is another of those.
Prepare for the ritual. Place the items on the table.
I mentioned that because when this was new, guess what everyone was decrying as the end of WoW?
We offer petals and pollen. Through the exchange, we are reborn. We offer water from the wellsprings deep within Karesh.
She has a really good memory to remember these lines from 100,000 years ago, by the way.
We offer a ritual dagger whose meaning we would reclaim. My oath guide me. Karesh is. Karesh is. Ah! I sense nothing! You lied! There is no world soul here!
Eons of wandering have starved your once great power, Oracle.
Traitor! Oathbreaker!
The world soul is as weak as you are. You need more power to commune. Feast! Touch the fading heart of your world!
I heard. Karesh. By my unbroken oath, the oracles of the wastes will be your army, Harbinger. We fight to restore Karesh.
So, question. What it looked like just happened was she drained the life force of the nearby allies in order to pump direct arcane, and it was clearly arcane, energy into the Soul Scribe in order to let her connect with the remnant of the world soul of Karesh. But there are other possibilities for what just happened. If Xalatath is, or perhaps was, a world soul, she could have just let her touch upon a world soul at all. The core question here, there's actually a lot of permutations here. The core question here is binary. Is this true, or is this a lie? Xalatath trades in both, so both are optional. But it's possible that Karesh really is there and the Soul Scribe really did touch it. It is also equally possible that it was a complete lie and Xalatath faked it, either through knowledge, or through specific usage of specific types of magic, or because she herself is connected to the world souls. We don't have an answer to this right now. I'm just going to go ahead and give that away. So, who knows is the answer to this. I will mention, though, she likes to lie to pretty much everyone except for us. Yes, Eploke. So it is entirely possible that this was all just a bunch of smoke and mirrors. And Karesh is turbo dead.
Sharp as a blade, aren't you?
And the pieces fall together. Perhaps we have enough strength to take on the Shadow Guard. Let me tip the scales further. With the power of these Rishi ribbons, I will infuse the Rishi wraps with enough to empower you to explore untethered space and gather your strength for the fight ahead. You're welcome.
With my help, victory awaits.
And I believe that there's like a wait for a week at this point. Something like that. 1 second, please. Well, that just proves that you're not listening to me, Loke. Xalatath's modus operandi is to engineer a problem with a built-in solution. And so then she approaches and says, hey, there's this problem. It's a real problem. And that real problem needs to be solved. And she knows a solution. So, that solution in this... So the problem here is Dementius. And Dementius is a problem. But don't worry, we have a solution. All we need to do is get these Rishi ribbons, and then gather the power of, us, and then we'll go fight Dementius together. And here's the reason why this keeps working, Loke. She's not lying. Yeah, her solution is a real solution that really will work. So, we really do care about Dementius, and we really do need to go stop him. And we really do need her to do that. So we're not killing Xalatath, even though, let's be clear, we could. Because we need her right now. And she knows that.
Speak, fleshling!
By the songs of Karesh, I will join you to face the Shadowguard and Dementius in battle. Let those that would prey on the untamed Karesh fear his followers. My scouts have tracked our comrades setting a foothold in Shadowguard territory. They will need assistance. Karesh lives! Our cause is just. Our oaths unbroken.
We failed. I remember this feeling. The touch of Karesh. I wish to carry out my oaths to him.
We have another ribbon and an army. All it took was the promise of a better world.
Which may or may not actually happen. Here's the really messed up part about that. If we take down Dementius, which we're going to, and if Venari and the Ravel are allowed to keep doing what they're doing with the Ecodomes, there's actually a pretty good chance they will, slowly, be able to reclaim Karesh. The religious fanatics will presume that's because the world soul of Karesh endures, and therefore they'll be able to be like, yay, it was all worth it. Even though, functionally, that's not really what's happening. It's a wonderful flavor of lie. It's like lying to get to the truth, you know? If she just said, listen, you'll get your planet back, all you need is to let these people do their thing and stop pissing them off constantly. They'd be like, no, we're evil and stupid, and they wouldn't be able to do that. So she comes up with this whole song and dance so that they can declare themselves not oath breakers, which remember, oaths are a huge deal in ethereal society. And therefore, okay, we're going to be cool for a while.
This antique transmogrifier was damaged in transit. See if you can repair it.
What? Oh, okay, sure. Hang on, let's see here. Oh my god, who broke this thing? Ah! Loke, was this you? This looks like your handiwork. My god, look at this, man. Oh my god, it's terrible. Oh god, it's so horrible. Okay, we're okay, we're okay.
You look better already. It must be fixed.
By the way, Talagras music over here because, hey, guess what? Bunch of Void Elves around here. In fact, most of these are named Void Elves. Aw, there's no dance for the brokers.
I hunt the enemies of Karesh.
I did not know there was this many Void Touch from your world. How do they shield their souls from its madness?
I am proud
Practice.
of my word.
Narathe is right. We are fortunate that the Void Elves have experienced battling the Shadowguard. The wastes of Karesh are merciless, and the battle to come will be as well. I hope they're prepared for a brutal fight. These will not be the scattered scouts they are used to fighting on Talagras. You should ensure they are ready for the battle to come.
We failed Karesh. The Ravel sorcerer is here. Fortunately for him, my oaths do not demand his death specifically.
Such a lovely woman. And yeah, by the way, in case you missed that, Asmirastar is correct. Illyria mentions that she can no longer trust Locust Walker. And all of a sudden, a bunch of Void Elves are called in. About a week later, actually. By the way, the name of this buff is looking good.
I needed the Rendori, Locust Walker. I don't trust you any more than... Xalatath!
Time to aim our weapons toward Demencius instead of our allies, Illyria.
Who can we trust? The Rendori are gathered. They have fought the Shadow God before.
Perhaps your band of outcasts will finish the job this time.
What of your vendetta, Soul Scribe? Should I prepare for your blade in my back?
The rabble will pay for their crimes in time.
Not an ounce of trust between us. What hope do we have of victory?
Such pessimism. Do you really think I would have thrown in my lot for a hopeless cause? Together, we will destroy the All-Devouring. The only other choice is our own destruction. Trust? Trust is overrated. But we all want to survive. And isn't that enough?
You're right. I have no trust for any of you.
Hey!
But for Azeroth to survive, you can trust the Rendori will defeat the All-Devouring.
Okay. So, the recurring motif of trust keeps showing up, which I find interesting because this is speculation, but I like to think that it has something to do with Xalatath's character as a whole. Xalatath has already flat out admitted that she does not believe in trust, and considering she is a manifested void entity, that makes sense. She is literally walking doubt. But again, as we've seen time and time again, it is specifically trust and care and connections between others that can help people to overcome these kind of things. Even this very battle, you know, it is the allies and the unification that is going to cause this victory. You know?
The void devours all.
What do you need with me, Illyria? The journey here was not without risk or complication. Some of our Riftwalkers were severely injured as they traversed the space between worlds. Okay. But they were able to bring with them enough of a force to defeat the Shadow Guard. Help Rift laid Maela with the wounded. I need to take the measure of our new allies.
Beware her manipulations.
Baladash Malinore.
Alleria called for our aid against Demencius. We will follow her to the end.
Oh yeah, by the way, I think it's this one. No, that's the dead one, isn't it? One of these is a Void Paladin. I don't remember which right now. At least I think they're here. They're in Talagras. I do like root beer.
We fight for a new future.
Ah, well. I just wanted to point it out because, you know, that's already a thing in lore.
Fleshling!
These elves are more resilient than I thought. Perhaps our people have both been tempered by adversity.
To break an oath is unthinkable.
There is much left to do.
I think you're right, Esmeristar. Whatever. I know she's there. But for right this second... What?
What do you seek?
That's strange. Whatever.
Thank you.
I'm going to go ahead and chop it off here. It looks like I'm going to be called away to dinner in about 5 minutes. And this is a good pause point anyways. I hope you all have been enjoying. Tomorrow we will go ahead and probably wrap up Karesh. Then we'll do our little miscellaneous stuff. And probably be done by Tuesday. I'll see you guys.